Alright, hello. I'm Uncle Jay, welcome to the video. I'm going to do something very special here tonight. Some of you might be asking, Uncle Jay, why are you using Wwe 2K24 when Wwe 2K25 is already out? Well, because this is a project I've been working on for like a year now, but due to scheduling conflicts, I'm just gonna have to stick with my original plan because I have it all set up and these games are extremely expensive. So bear with me and please enjoy WWE 2K24 Legendary, my own wrestling story. It all started at Night of Champions. It was Mark Henry versus Braun Strowman, the world's strongest man versus the monster among men. The two titans towered terrifyingly throughout their terrible tussle. Henry goes for the world's strongest slam, but it's not enough. Braun Strowman is the new United States champion. On the next episode of SmackDown, it was decided that two matches would be held, where the winners would fight for the #1 contender spot at the next week's main event. Our first match on the card was Booker T versus Doink the Clown? Insulted, Booker T came in hot with a heavy kick. But gradually, Doink had an answer for each attack. Until the unexpected happens. Doink fights back. Overcome with confidence, Doink mocks Booker T and the audience, not realizing Booker T is getting ready to finish him off with his signature bicycle kick. The winner is Booker T. He'll be fighting for the #1 contender spot at next week's main event. Up next is JBL versus the Boogeyman. JBL defeats the Boogeyman quickly, but not too long after he's celebrating in the ring, he's attacked backstage by some sort of maniac, some wild fan. With JBL out of commission, they didn't have a main event for the next night's SmackDown. Impressing management with his performance, Doink was offered a deal. Beat Boogeyman and Booker T in one night, and he would be the #1 contender for the United States title. That's right, he has to win twice tonight for the right to fight on Sunday night. Doink tricked Boogeyman into a count-out victory, barely breaking a sweat. Now it's time for the main event. Booker T versus Doink the Clown. No holds barred. Doink had always been cruel, but never this competent. He had his usual bag of dirty tricks, but this time he had some genuine athletic ability behind it. He and Booker T brutalized each other, but it was the underhanded, opportunistic fighting style of Doink that overwhelmed Booker T, surprising everyone. Doink was known for tricking his victims, often playing cruel pranks, but this time he was conducting a street fight, surgically taking Booker down one limb at a time, until... And like that, he had done it. Doink the Clown was the #1 contender for the United States title. But as we all know with Doink, appearances can be deceiving. Meanwhile, a very different story was being told on Raw. The Cleaners, a new white-hot tag team made up of two brothers, Chain and The Lock. But you know how these stories go. New tag team shows up in WWE. They win once or twice before falling down the card until nobody talks about them anymore. Right? The Cleaners were a different breed. Chain was a high-flying demon who could flip through the air and deliver a flurry of kicks and elbows. Then there was the Lock, the powerhouse master of 1,000 holds. He could toss around anyone and then lock them up just as fast. They were unstoppable. Enter the Viking Raiders. Led by the mysterious Valhalla, the Viking Raiders pushed the Cleaners further than they had ever gone before. The Cleaners fought back with brutal precision, using their skills and relying on their training. They could do it. Pressure. It changes everything. You never know what might come out of something when you push it into oblivion. They had done it! The Cleaners were now the #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship. The Cleaners are going to
the fast lane, but at the speed of life and I can't slow down.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the WWE United States Championship!
After all the scheming, Doink finally got his match against Braun Strowman, a man most people would prefer to avoid. What was his game?
Introducing the challenger from parts unknown. Weighing in at 245 pounds, Doink the Clown. And his opponent from Sherrills-Ford, North Carolina, weighing in at 385 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, Braun.
Braun starts out confident, but Doink surprises everyone with his brutality, using as many weapons as he can to break the monster down. Braun gets fed up, finally ready to put down the Clown. That's when the electricity goes out. When it comes back on, 2 doinks. Why are there 2 doinks? The pair of clowns laugh as they take turns attacking Braun. The second doink is especially violent, wrestling like he did against Booker T. Eventually, Braun gets rid of one of the doinks, and the brutal match continues. Doink fights with everything he has, but ultimately, even all of his plans fall short of Braun's raw power. Braun Strowman is still United States Champion. Doink the Clown has failed. The Cleaners enjoy a big pop as they make their first pay-per-view entrance. They're ready to take the gold from our current champions, the Street Profits.
The following contest is an elimination match, and it is for the World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 434 pounds, the Cleaners, and their opponents at a combined weight of 492 pounds, the World Tag Team Champions, Angelo Dawkins.
The Cleaners burn brightly, giving back just as much as they take. After a long battle, Chain sacrifices himself to get the first elimination.
And
It's all up to the lock now.
Montez Ford has been eliminated.
The Cleaners are the new tag team champions, undefeated and unable to contain their excitement as they celebrate a childhood dream finally come true. Legendary.